Hi, Dr. Tawa. Can we start right now? I can't hear you.
Yes, let's start. Let's
Okay,
start.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so a very good morning to everyone. So thank you again for joining the Research Enhanced Workshop Series 2023. So I see a very good number today. And I am glad to share with all of you that we have a very distinguished speaker with us, Dr. Thavamaran Kanesan. And he has been working with USM for the past 2 years now, Dr. Tawa, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
and this is his third series, and today his talk is going to be on literature review, publication writing. So 2 papers before proposal defense with a touch of AI. Okay, so we see Dr. Tawa is talking a lot about ChatGPT lately. All right, so our
Mandy, cannot hear you.
right now.
Okay. Yeah. Now better. Yeah. Now can hear.
Okay. Okay, so basically what we can see is his impressive CV. So I think Dr. Tawa will do justice better here, okay, with all his achievements and so on. So like I mentioned earlier, currently, Dr. Tawa, you are working a lot on ChatGPT, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. We
So
are. Yeah.
okay, so it's kind of very trendy as well. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so as to all the audience, Dr. Tawa will actually manage the session because he will take your question as he goes on, and but please, we need you to actually ensure that you do not please mute yourself, okay? Unless you have a question, then you can unmute. And beside that, we will share the feedback form at 11:30. So I have with me Nor Atika, who is going to be helping out as well. Okay, I think that's all, Dr. Tawa. I can
Okay.
pass the session to you.
Thank you very much, Mandy. I appreciate that a lot, and always thank you for organizing and spending extra time on this,
No worries, no worries.
despite your busy schedule.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mandy. So I'll speak to Noratika after this if any issue. No worries.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Very good morning. How are you all? So, as Mandy mentioned, please mute your mic. You can respond to me via the chat box. I would be a bit slow today as I became very sick since Sunday. Yesterday was very bad. Today, slightly a bit better. But somehow I managed to join in today, so I didn't want to miss the class today. Yesterday, I had to cancel class with UKM, postpone that to Monday. But you guys, I tried my best to come. And here I am, but I'll be going a bit slow, so please, my advance apology if there's any shortcoming. So I've also created a, thank you, Stacy, thank you. I've also created a WhatsApp group, okay, for USM, because as Mandy mentioned, this is my third class, and there'll be a fourth class coming as well. So that means every class is continuous. Okay, so every class is continuous. So I don't want people who attend today's class miss out the next class. Okay, whether you guys are busy or overlook the email or whatnot. So I also want to. I've already created a WhatsApp group dedicated for USM. I've been doing that for all universities. So we have about 25 WhatsApp groups now. So here is the link to a WhatsApp group dedicated for USM. All of you can join in that particular WhatsApp group now. Let's take 2 minutes. Join in so that this group, for any upcoming classes, any upcoming Facebook live class, and so on, will be announced in this particular group. Okay, in this particular group. So it'll be easier for us to communicate and easier for us to not miss out on any future classes. Okay, because this will continue. We will do again next year and upcoming year and so on. So please take 2 minutes, join in that particular WhatsApp group. I already shared in chat box or chat room or whatever you call it. The link is given. Please click that, join in, take 2 minutes. All of you, I'll allow all of you to join in first, and then we shall continue the class. Um, So for all the new joiners, please check so the numbers are increasing. Now we have 140 participants ready. For all the newcomers, I have Abu Bakar Ibrahim. Can you please mute your mic, Abu Bakar Ibrahim?
No.
Okay, thank you. So please join in the WhatsApp group, link given already in the chat box. Okay, we'll be starting in 1 minute time. Okay, we still have people joining. We'll start in 30 seconds time. So later around 11:30 or so, the organizer will share a link for you to register yourself so that we can email you all the notes as well. Okay, so stay until the end. Towards the end, they'll share the link so that you can register yourself for all the important notes for today's class. Okay, so with that, I think we can start already. So today, let me share my screen. Right, okay, so where is my video? Oh yeah, my video is here. Okay, all right, so here we go. Please keep your chat box open at all times. I'm going to open the chat box now. Okay, here we go. All right, so today's class is basically the third class of this year, 2023. We are almost towards the end of the year already. Okay, we are heading towards October. So we only have October, November, December left for this year. So whatever you guys want to write in terms of paper, in terms of publication, you have to start immediately, okay, because there is very little time and publication process will take time. Okay, so on that note, today's class is very important in the sense that I'm going to speak more about review paper. All right, review paper. So what normally happens is a student will write proposal and then they will continue finish proposal defense. They'll correct all the comments and then they will go and collect data. Doesn't matter lah, scientific data, algorithmic data, or a questionnaire, interview. Doesn't matter the methodology. End of the day, we'll collect all the data. We'll produce the thesis. And once we have all the empirical data, only then we will start writing empirical paper. Okay, so by then, it's already very long into your PhD or master's. And you have to understand that probably you're already in your second year plus or third year already during your writing your paper, your empirical paper. That means after you get your data. So then you have to understand from that moment, it will take about 6 months to 1 year to get your paper published. I'm talking about average timing. That is how long typically a paper will take for by the time you finish writing, you submit, goes to an editor, editor review, sends to reviewers, or they'll reject at desk level. Remember something, very important for the new students who don't have publication experience. When you write paper and you submit, doesn't mean they'll accept right away. There is no such thing. Very rarely that happens. Okay, very rarely. So normally when you submit, most likely there will be a desk rejection. Most likely, okay, especially nowadays. Desk rejection means editor will check within 1 week or 1 month, they will reject the paper. They'll ask you to go look for other journals. So then you have to reformat, look for new journals, and all these things will take time. Okay, it takes a lot of time. Okay, then you submit, let's say you get lucky in one journal, they give to reviewers. Reviewers also will take time to find. Okay, sometimes it will take even months to find the right reviewers, for reviewers to accept to review your paper. That will take time. Okay. So all in all, reviews give back to editor. Editor will take time to make decision, because he has to wait for at least 3 reviewers to respond. Then you'll take the review. He'll go through. He'll make a decision. He or Sheila will make a decision, and then give it back to you. So all this will take time. It will take quite a significant amount of time. Okay, only MDPI and Frontiers could under Web of Science could do this very, very fast. Okay, but they are backfired now They got massive backfiring because of this very, very quick turnaround time. Okay, because their quality tremendously dropped while their publication volume increased, and very lack of quality So that's where a lot of governments starting to ban the journals already. So my advice to you is, don't go for MDPI, don't go for Frontiers anymore. Okay, if at all you are trying, please don't. So what we can do to avoid, okay, so now let me come back to the story. So now we know it takes 6 months, 1 year, sometimes even 1 year plus or so for people to accept. So you're already in the stage where you're already writing your thesis, completing your chapter 4, 5, 6, and so on. And then you want to submit for Viva. But the graduation requirement in USM is probably 1 or 2 Scopus paper, or some even Web of Science. So you know it's going to take time. So what will happen? You have to wait until the whole review process to finish. Then only you can graduate. Okay. So how to avoid this? My strategy always is to write review paper. Okay, is to write review paper as early as your proposal completion, so that you have ample of time to complete the publication requirement. And after that, if you still want to publish empirical paper and so on, it's bonus. You go ahead and you do. But in at once, finish at least 1 or 2 review papers, so that you finish your proposal, you go for proposal defense, and your paper is already going for review also concurrently. So that means you can go and collect your data, everything, and your paper is already under review, and it also moving in parallel with your thesis. So by the time you finish, or probably even before you finish your data analysis and so on, your paper already published. You already cover your publication requirement. And this also important for any supervisors who are present today. Okay, this is another strategy that you can utilize, because review papers will get you more citations than empirical paper. This is fact. This is factual thing. If you see any professors in the world, if you look at the H index, most of their highly cited papers would be review papers. So if any supervisors here today, or even students, if you want to increase your citation index, then review paper is a very good, prospect for you. Okay, so all in all, review paper is a winning criteria, but no prejudice to empirical paper. Empirical paper is very important, because empirical paper, after you collect data, is much easier to get into Web of Science Q1 compared to review paper. Review paper, even Scopus Q1 also, very tough. Okay, because end of the day, they know review paper is not original paper. It's a review paper. There is no original data involved. Okay, so on that note, I'll skip all this. Okay, I'll skip all this. I really have no energy today for this. So please take note. I want 100% participation from all of you. Okay, keyboard warriors. You have any questions, you have anything to ask and discuss, please do so in the chat box. Okay, for those, this one is pretty important. For those who are joining my class for the first time or second time, how many of you don't know that we have a lot of Facebook live classes, recorded classes on my Facebook page? How many of you don't know that such recorded classes exist, on the topic of writing PhD, master's research proposal, research gap and topic exploration, thesis strategies for minor correction, time planning, for proposal thesis 2023. So seems like many still don't know, so no problem. So let me show you quickly where to, excuse me, where to go and find, excuse me. So basically, this is our Facebook page. Okay. We are more active on TikTok compared to Facebook. Facebook nowadays, but Facebook is very good, because in the sense that you can store a lot of classes that I run online. I can make it into a playlist, so all of you can benefit from it. Okay, so that is the link to my Facebook page. Please click that link. I'll tell you what to do. Okay, all of you can click that link. Huh? Okay. Once you have clicked the link, once you arrive here, you can check out all our daily tutorials that we share. A lot of important papers, a lot of videos that we share, um, some fun also we share, thesis dissertation checklist that we share. We have different things that we share on weekly basis, like how to format your thesis, video structuring your thesis, and so on. So you can find a lot of notes here, how to even paraphrase your thesis. So we have shared. So in order for you to be accessible, you can access all these notes, you have to click this follow button. Okay, you can find it somewhere here on your desktop or mobile phone. You can click the follow button and then again click that follow button and you can select favorites. So you'll see the post higher in your feed. Okay, you can click that favorites button here. All right, so once you have done that, then you can go to videos. Here, you can find all our classes. Okay, this is the complete playlist. You can click see all, and here you can find all the classes. Okay, problem statement, background writing, introduction writing, literature review part 2, part 1, fast high impact publishing, structuring thesis chapters 1 to 5, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of different classes here, even concept paper writing, PhD proposal defense, designing question instrument, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can find a lot of different things here. Go and learn in your free time if you want to. Okay, so that's that. No problem, Khan, no problem at all. For all the newcomers now, okay, uh, we have more joiners now, so you can come and join our WhatsApp group dedicated for USM. Okay, so you can join in so that all future this kind of Facebook live classes, everything, I will announce in the USM group as well. So you guys can join in as well. Okay, so make sure that you guys join in that WhatsApp group. And for those who are joining my class for the first time, that means you are not aware of my templates as well. We have a lot of templates, okay, to be can be used for thesis writing and also proposal and also publication writing. In our first class this year, I used this template, literature summary template, literature search databases, and then in our second class, I used this template, critical literature review template. This one I'll be probably teaching next year, problem statement. Today, I'll be using this template, systematic review. Okay. And the next class, fourth class for this year, we'll be looking at this template, literature matrix. Okay. You can download all of this template for free and more. We have more. Okay. I recently also added introduction template. I have no time to update here yet. But you can find all of those, proposal, defense template, table of content template, pilot study process, database hierarchy, all of this you can find in our Telegram group. Okay, so how to get to our Telegram group? For those who are not aware, where is the link? Here. So go to this link. Okay, click that Linktree link. I've given the Linktree link. Basically, this will open up. Okay, Linktree. Forget about all this lah. This one all past Facebook live classes. I already shown you where it is. This one I will be rescheduling this class soon. Problem statement class number 2. I don't have the time yet. These are all our services, and then down here you can find linkages to all my social profile. Okay, here is our TikTok channel. You can find a lot of information on my TikTok now. Then Facebook group, Telegram group. Okay, Telegram group is where you can download all the templates, and then all our free video classes, all the free notes and YouTube channel. So if you click this Telegram group, you basically will come here lah. 14,000 over members already. So you can click view in Telegram, open Telegram desktop. So basically you will arrive here. Okay, so basically you arrive here. You can join in, and then I'll search the template for you guys, so you guys can download later. Okay. templates for USM. You can download here. And then this one is the latest introduction template. Introduction template. Chapter 1 lah, chapter 1 introduction template. And then you can also download protocol. Systematic review protocols. You'll be using this today. I mean, not today, but you'll be using it in future. I'll explain about this today. Systematic review protocols. So you can download all this today. Okay. And also review paper. You can download all the review paper samples. Review paper samples. Okay. So you can download all of these here. You just need to join our Telegram group. If you have issue joining Telegram group, please let me know. And don't forget here, if you arrive here, click subscribe button here. Okay, click subscribe button here. And then anything that I update here for new, this is like sort of my mini website lah, or my mini profile. So anything I update here, I can notify you guys. Okay, so make sure you subscribe here. The Linktree site, subscribe here. Huh? Okay. Do you guys need more time to join Telegram group or can I continue? If you guys need more time, let me know. I'll wait. All join already? Don't need Telegram ID, Shadi. Just click that link and you can join already. Okay, just see up there, Linktree link, click that link and you can join already. Okay, no problem. So one of our participants needs 2 minutes. Anyone else having trouble joining, please let me know. You just can click this link. Let me share again. And just simply click this link and then join the Telegram group. And you can download all of it. Okay. Okay, everyone. Eza Abdul Kaha, can we continue? Okay, excellent. So we shall continue. Okay, we shall continue. And then let's see what we have in store today. So I'm going to talk about systematic review and where to publish them. Why I talk specifically about systematic review? If you want to publish review paper, I always strongly suggest, I strongly suggest look into systematic review or scoping review. That is so far very effective in getting published. We are looking at our clients, our consultees, okay, we are part of the journey as well. Publishing systematic review papers, sometimes even 5 to 6 papers a week getting published. Okay, because we coach them until they publish the paper. Sometimes even 5 to 6 acceptance per week, systematic review. I totally discourage writing narrative review. I also discourage writing bibliography review. Just go focus on systematic review or scoping review. Because end of the day, we are not bothered what kind of review you use. We just want to make sure that it can get published. That's our ultimate goal. All right. So we're going to look at systematic review on that note. Types of review papers for the benefit of knowledge. I'm also going to share with you how many types of review papers are there. And then systematic review process. AI for thesis and journal. This one is very important segment for everyone. And when to write SLR papers. Okay. One quick, one moment, one moment. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so if you missed our first and second classes, okay, with me, you can probably get the recording from Dr. Manmeet, okay, if she still has the recording. But let's say it's already very long time, maybe they don't have the recording. Then you can go and watch these 3 videos, okay, to recap on our first and second classes. Because my classes are all connected. Okay, if you miss the first and second classes, that means some things today you would already missed out already. So my advice to you, after you finish the class today, I won't be able to repeat things I already mentioned before because we only have 2 hours. And so therefore, please go and watch these classes on my Facebook playlist later. Okay. And before we start, a very quick, I think today we have very short time. I think today, no mind, we can skip this for today. Okay, we can skip this. We can go straight to types of journal papers. Okay. Um, okay, so types of journal papers. Uh, we have usually 4 kinds of journal papers. The first kind is always the most famous kind of paper, original research. Okay, that means empirical paper. That means you must have data. Okay, this is the most well-known kind of paper. Okay, then you have review papers. Okay, review papers. I don't care about this and this anymore. We just focus on review papers today. So this is, I wouldn't say not famous, but some people still don't do it. Okay, because they think that in their sector, review papers might not be able to publish. But I can tell you, I can assure you, nowadays we are very active in coaching review papers in various areas. Obviously, health is one of the most famous areas, systematic review, any medical sciences, any health related. We also have done a lot. We have carried out coaching, a lot of review papers in social science area, business, accounting, economics, you can name it lah. Information system, a lot. Okay, recently we also explored systematic review for chemical engineering, which is very rarely people do review paper and published already. And engineering, definitely. Computer science, don't even need to say, many already. Systematic review. Engineering, we also embark onto physics. Many different areas. We are promoting students and supervisors to write review papers. Okay, so that they don't need to wait until they collect data. Only then they can write papers. Right? So, on that note, why particularly systematic review? Why we are looking into this? Okay. First of all, the origin of systematic review was 1753, introduced by this chap called James Lee. Okay. Then 1970 to 1980s, I don't expect James Lee in 1753 to call it systematic review. I don't know what he called back then, but the process was introduced by this guy lah. Then 1970, 1980s, it received more attention, especially in medical sciences. Okay. Why medical sciences? Because in medical sciences, okay, systematic review is of very, very highly important. Why? Why very highly important? Because they got to do with human lives. Okay, one way or another, they connect back to human lives or agricultural life and so on. Okay, one way or another, but most likely it connects back, relate back to human lives. So their literature review must be perfect, so they can find actual problem to solve. Okay, so now what we are doing, we are taking systematic review from medical sciences, from health sciences. We are applying across different segments. Okay, business, accounting, economics, information system, computer science, electrical engineering, telco, many different areas we are applying it. Why particularly systematic review? Well, we know very surely, clear and comprehensive over available literature, very comprehensive, can be, helps identify research gap, obviously able to highlight methodological concerns, able to gain critical skills by conducting SLR. Okay, so these are all very well known. Okay, how to do it? Okay, don't worry about this. I'll explain to you in a more comprehensive chart how to carry out with my 12 steps processes to carry out systematic review. Okay, now before you start writing your systematic review journal, some people also do systematic review in their thesis. Some people do, okay, in their chapter 2. You can, no problem. Okay, then I also receive query. People say, students will say, Doctor, my chapter 2 is narrative review. It's narrative review based. Can I still write systematic review? I say, can, no problem. We'll convert. Normally, we'll advise, we'll guide students to convert the whole literature review chapter into systematic review. Okay, so So during this conversion part, you must understand that not all academic journals will accept, okay? Not all academic journals will accept review papers. Not all, some might not accept. Okay, some might not accept. So on that note, let's look at this example. MDPI, I just use MDPI as an example because they're quite clear of what they want. I'm not asking you to submit to MDPI, okay, because if I were you, I would not go for MDPI anymore. I would just wait until everything clears off. Even for all our clients now, we completely scrap Hindavi, Frontiers, MDPI, completely scrap already, okay? Though I used to like, not I still like MDPI because they were very efficient. Okay, so on that note, if you look at this manuscript submission overview, you got articles, which is original research manuscript with data. You must have data, or reviews. Reviews means what? This provide concise and precise updates on the latest progress made in a given area of research. Systematic review should follow Prisma guideline. So from this journal, we know clearly from this MDPI journal that this particular journal will accept review papers. Okay. On similar note, how about Journal of Business Research? Okay, so this is an Elsevier journal. In this Elsevier journal, very, very good journal. I think the impact factor is 11 plus or 10 plus now. Very, very strong and very, very good journal. Okay, very high respect for this journal. So Journal of Business Research, Elsevier. Can you all hear my voice? Navid cannot hear my voice. Okay, so all can hear my voice. So now we need to check at your end. Okay, so now in this case, aims and scope, Journal of Business Research, if you look at this, okay, let's forget all this blah blah. We go straight to here. Okay, this particular journal, okay, under the aims and scope, published for executives, researchers, and scholars alike. The journal aids the application of empirical research to practical situations and theoretical findings to the reality of the business world. Okay. So now I ask all of you, okay, you can give me 3 answers. Yes, no, don't know. Okay. In PhD, never hesitate to say don't know. I know we being Asians and also from Africa, I mean, developing countries, we are very hesitant to say don't know. Okay, actually, it's better to say don't know rather than act like we know. Okay, so give me 3 answers. Yes, no, don't know. In this case, do you think this journal will accept review papers? Let alone systematic review lah. Do you think this journal will accept any kind of review papers? Let me know in the chat box. Okay. Anyone thinks no? Anyone thinks don't know? Huh. It's important to determine this because you don't want to submit to a journal just to get rejected, just because you're not within the scope. It's a complete waste of time because you're spending time formatting according to the journal. You're spending time writing cover letter according to the journal. Okay, and then you're spending time submitting to the journal. End up you just to get rejected. It's a waste of time. So make sure you always check the scope very clearly. So now on that note, let's do a quick experiment. Excuse me. You go here, Google Scholar. Okay. We go to this thing called advanced search. This burger button. You can click the burger button. If you don't know what is advanced search, okay, you can go and use advanced search. You can go back and watch my classes, or you can watch my video on TikTok. I've already shared how to use this advanced search button. Okay, So click this advanced search, type here, exact phrase, systematic review. Okay. Then exact phrase systematic review means there's a quotation mark lah. Systematic review quotation mark. Okay, then written articles published in Journal of Business Research. Okay, I want to know particularly this journal. So I hit the search button for don't know and know. People who said that. We go the most recent ones since 2019. So, Journal of Business Research, Elsevier, a systematic review. Journal of Business Research, a systematic review. A systematic review. A systematic review. Systematic review. So, all this you can see. So now, you guys tell me, for those who said no and don't know, do you think this journal will accept or not? Exactly. So if you're not sure, okay, if you're 100% confident, I also will still encourage you to go and check. For those who say don't know and know, that is how you can go and find out. Very quickly, you can know a journal will accept or don't accept. Because once they already start accepting, that means they'll continue accepting. Or you can argue why this review paper you accepted, why mine you cannot accept. Okay? So, excuse me, that part is done. Now we are going for fast publishing, how much you should pay. So fast publishing, we all know, all of us want fast publishing. I also want fast publishing. I even want, if I submit today, tonight they accept the paper. Okay, I submit today, tomorrow they accept the paper. I also want that. No one wants to wait. Okay, but that is not the reality. And since MDPI tried to break that pattern, they got massively backfired because they cannot sustain the quality anymore. The quality became very poor quality. Okay, some of the papers. I was a guest editor for MDPI, Sustainability and Census. Okay, I published a number of papers in MDPI before as well. I like them because they take 30 to 40 days to give you first review already. Okay, now, hello, hi Osman. Yes, hi, nice to meet you. Okay, so for MDPI now, okay, that is a problem with MDPI, but you can also look at alternatives like IEEE Access, IEEE Access, PLOS ONE. You can look at Elsevier, Helion, but these are journals that might not publish that fast. It might take more time. Okay, it might take more time. And what is the typical pricing? This is the typical pricing, average pricing lah. Okay, US 1850. So if you want to publish in open access, make sure that you have enough fund or your supervisor can sponsor lah. Okay, all right. So now let's go to types of review papers. Excuse me. So, so under review papers, how many types of review papers are there? What kind of review papers can I write? This is the common question I get all the time. So in review, the most common ones have two types. One is known as narrative review, which the whole review is story-based. Okay, that means that is how you write your chapter 2 lah. Normally when you write the chapter 2, you follow narrative review process. Okay, narrative review. When you follow narrative review process, you don't, when you follow narrative review process, you have no protocol. You have no process to follow. Okay, that means you can do whatever you want. I go and search for paper on Google Scholar, whatever keywords I use, I don't care. As long as I can find something relevant to my area, I read the paper. If I don't understand this paper, I sweep it under the carpet. Okay, just push it aside. Okay, most of us will do that. Okay, we have to agree to that. Not that we want to hide, but just that we cannot understand. So we leave it aside. We sweep it under the carpet, and then we go and look at papers that probably we can understand. Okay, so that is what commonly might happen in narrative review. Not will happen, might happen. Then there is something called systematic review. Okay. End of the day, the storylining is the same. Systematic review, so you'll be talking about a story. But in order to produce the story, you will have a set of protocol. Okay, a set of protocol. No problem, go ahead, no problem. Okay, there will be a set of protocol. If you follow Prisma, there will be 27 steps or 27 items you have to fulfill if you 100% follow systematic review process under Prisma condition. Okay, so when you follow that processes, you cannot hide papers under the carpet. You cannot ignore certain papers because you don't understand. You have to read and understand every papers that falls under your inclusion criteria. You have to. Okay. So now here we have narrative review and systematic review. So we know the difference already. So narrative review is all blue color. Blue color is all narrative review. Systematic review, all red color. Okay, all red color. So this critical review, literature review, mixed studies review, mixed methods review, overview, they are all narrative review based. Okay, narrative review based. Here also, all this narrative review based, rapid review, state of the art review, umbrella review. So if I were you, I won't be bothered to write this anymore because very hard to publish. Why very hard to publish? The word is bias. Okay, because you are biased in a way that you don't want to understand this part. I mean, you don't understand this part, you leave the paper out. You feel this paper not relevant, you leave the paper out. Okay, so that is called bias. You are biased in a certain fashion. But when you're doing systematic review, highly unlikely you can be biased, because if you follow the keywords, if you follow the inclusion exclusion criteria, if you follow the protocol, you must include those papers. Okay, when you search, you get those papers, you must include if it meets your inclusion criteria. Okay, so the red color are all systematic review papers. So that means you can follow this methodology and write these papers. So you can write mapping review, systematic map, you can do meta-analysis, you can do qualitative systematic review. If you have anyone here who wants to do thematic review, then you do this, you see, thematic analysis. Qualitative systematic review, qualitative evidence synthesis. Okay. Then you have, let me erase all this. Then you have systematic, the normal systematic review, and then you have systematic search and review, systematized review. These are all under systematic review. If you don't understand each and every item, even I also don't know. I never read through all of this. Okay, I'm just giving you free knowledge so that you know how many types of review papers are there. And if you want to understand further, later you can do so when you get the slides. Okay, if you want to understand. Then we have a outlier, a standalone guide. It is known as scoping review. Okay, scoping review sits in between narrative review, okay, in between narrative review and systematic review. Scoping review is here. Okay, what is scoping review? It follows the concept of narrative review, but it has the processes of systematic review. It takes the best of both parts and combine into scoping review. Okay, that's how I normally understand it lah. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, I'm also going to give you sample review papers. Actually, you can download all these in my Telegram group already. All this you can download in Telegram group. These are the papers that we have worked on. Either we have coached, we have consulted, or we have paraphrased and proofread before. So this is one of those papers from Dr. Kashif. Total Quality Management, SSCI Q1, impact factor, I think now more than 4 already this year. Previous year was 3.67 under Taylor and Francis. Soft and hard TQM practices, future research agenda for Industry 4.0. This is a systematic review paper, okay, where we include certain important charts. If you want to know how to create this chart, please go and watch my previous class. I already shared all this in the previous class already. You can easily create these charts from Web of Science Corpus itself. So what does this chart tells you? This chart tells you on TQM from 1994 to 2019, how the papers have increased. That means to represent that it's a very hot topic now. Okay, then you have all the, these are all the kind of diagrams it's good to have in your review paper. Okay, so which databases you are using, how is your search string, even search string also I have already covered in the last class. And then this is the protocol diagram. Okay, what is this protocol diagram? If you zoom in further, you can see 4 steps. Identification, screening, eligibility included. That means from the time that you identify the papers, what do you do after that? Step by step, you have to explain. Okay, you have to show. This diagram is something you can never skip in systematic review. Okay, so that's why I've shared here for you to go and do it on your own as required. Let me close all this. Okay, as required here. Here. If you download the systematic review protocol, you can see all the diagrams in Word version are already given in the Telegram group. You can download and use. If you want to write systematic review, okay, you can download and use. So all that given. If you guys haven't joined Telegram group, let me know. Okay, I'll share the link again. Let me know. So this is social science area. Okay, social science area. Then we have medical sciences area. Okay, this is from UITM, one of our most proudest journal because we had 2 journals concurrently accepted in the Australian Dental Journal. From UITM, it's a systematic review and meta-analysis paper. So meta-analysis is one step more advanced than systematic review. Okay, meta-analysis will require you to do data analysis as part of your review paper. That's why it gets very complicated. You even need to do data analysis as part of your review paper. For those who haven't joined my Telegram group yet, here you go. And for those, you can click that link and join the Telegram group. For those who haven't joined our WhatsApp group, this is our WhatsApp group. Okay. So, sample review paper. This is under medical area. Medical area, if you realize, protocol is always there. Hook or crook, you like it or don't like it, protocol must be there. But meta-analysis will involve one step further, where you'll have forest plots and data analysis with actual quantitative data. Okay? So this is known as meta-analysis. What area can you do meta-analysis? You can do in every areas. Okay? Every areas you can do meta-analysis. Then for those who are coming from engineering, okay, I believe you have many engineering guys today. This is review paper from engineering. Okay, that we coach and consulted some time ago from UTM. Review on maintenance issues toward building maintenance management best practices. So we convert the engineering prospect of the paper into more review aspect of it. Okay, so this is SCI Q1 impact factor 5.318. Now I think more than 630 impact factor. Okay, the Elsevier paper. This paper, before we coach and we paraphrase the paper, this paper they submitted and got rejected immediately. I think 2 times they submitted and got rejected immediately. So then the student approaches to coach and then to paraphrase the paper as well. So we coach, we consulted to redo the whole paper, and then we paraphrase and proofread as well. And then they submitted to Journal of Building Engineering, 1 minor revision and accepted. That's it. Okay. And as part of this paper, we created conceptual framework of the study. This is the conceptual framework for this particular study. This is how you can conceptualize your idea in engineering, no matter how technical it is. You can show that in a conceptualization manner. This is what I intend to solve. This is my final solution kind of thing. All right. So now we're going to go into systematic review process. Before we start this, let's take 5 minutes break. I need to get a bit of breather because my nose blocked already. Let's take 5 minutes break and then we'll come back to continue. Okay, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. For those who haven't joined Telegram group, here is the link again to join Telegram group, my Facebook profile for you to go like and follow and so on. All the video classes are there. And then you can also join the WhatsApp group here. Okay. Siti Asma, if I really keen to do some review work in my article, is that necessary to put the word review for the article? Yes, yes, you can put. No, I'm doing that. Okay, all right. So let's Hello guys, we are back. For those who still cannot join Telegram group, here is the link. You can join it via this link. Make sure you subscribe once you click that link. There is a question. Can publish for free in Q1 or Q2 journals? Yes, you can. Okay, definitely you can, but just that it will take very long. Okay, it will take quite some time to get it published in free journals because they go through a very long process. Okay. Why MDPI could publish fast or open access journals can publish fast? Because they offer a lot of incentive for the reviewers. Okay, like MDPI, they offer incentives in the sense that reviewers can publish for free after they review certain amount of paper. That's why they review very fast in MDPI. Okay, so let's continue. Systematic versus scoping review. Okay, systematic review, you must have very specific question. If you want to do systematic review, you must have very specific question. That means you must already know a particular research area. Okay. Let's say if you don't know anything, you don't know what particular area you want to research, what particular area you want to focus on, then you should do scoping review, no specific topic. Scoping review is done for a more broader review area. Okay. Systematic review is more narrow. Okay. It's already narrowing down. All right. So from systematic review, you must have specific question and you must understand systematic review. You can only include, okay, empirical journal papers. By right, you cannot include books. You cannot include policy papers. You cannot include review papers under systematic review. That is the normal process. Though some people do include, okay, especially if you're out of medical sciences area, I don't think people, I do see people including it. Okay, so there is no big harm to it, but if possible, don't. Okay, unless explicitly required. But under scoping review, you can include books, review papers, white papers, policies, anything you want. Okay, most likely anything you want except Wikipedia and so on, obviously. Okay, so that is the difference between scoping and systematic review. Okay. From here, okay, this is our consulting diagram. Okay, always and forever. This is the diagram that I will always use to guide students and supervisors also. Many supervisors, I guide them through this process because some supervisors like to strategize publication way early. Like they get one PhD student in, they like to strategize when the student has to publish. So then I'll advise them to follow this process lah. So this is our 12 steps consulting framework for PhD, masters, thesis, and publications. Okay, so if you look at this diagram, there are two phases. One is proposal, PhD or master's proposal, and then PhD, master's thesis. Okay. Always start with a 10 pages proposal. Okay, always. When you're starting off your PhD or master's, always start with a 10 pages proposal to make sure that your supervisor exactly understand what you intend to do. Okay, that can include introduction, background, problem statement, RORQ, significance of study, literature review, if you have theory, if you have fundamentals, then fundamentals, your conceptual framework or your solution, your experimental system can be anything, and then your methodology. So once your supervisor kind of aligns with your idea, they will normally ask for more information. Then you move to chapter 1 to 3. Avoid doing chapter 1 to 3 directly, because I've seen students who write chapter 1 to 3 and then get completely scrapped because the supervisor don't understand where the research is heading, where is the end point. Therefore, I've seen them scrapping the whole 60 to 80 pages before. So that's why you need this to demonstrate to your supervisor where is your exact point of interest. Then from there, you develop further into this. Okay. Then, after you finish your proposal, chapter 1 to 3, all the revisions are normally when we coach this and these steps, we will normally, especially this step when we coach, we will tell the students to go chapter by chapter. Finish chapter 1, background, introduction, problem statement, all of that. RORQ, significant study, organization of TC, proposal, and so on. Show to your supervisor first. Show to your supervisor, get feedback chapter 1, revise chapter 1, then continue chapter 2. Same thing, write chapter 2, finish, submit to supervisor, get revision chapter 2, then go to chapter 3. Go stage by stage so that you don't carry the errors forever. Okay, because one small problem in chapter 1, let's say you do all chapter 1 to 3, you write everything and then you submit to your supervisor. One small error in chapter 1 or one small change in objective or question in chapter 1, you have to change everything top to bottom. Okay, there will be situation that might happen. All right, so now if that happens, you don't want that to happen. Okay, correction, you don't want that to happen, so you better go chapter by chapter. Okay. Once that settles, make sure that you proofread your proposal. Why? Proofreading is not just checking grammar. Okay, that one Grammarly can do. But proofreading, editing, and structuring goes beyond that, where you align the entire storyline. From top chapter 1 all the way to chapter 3, you align the language to align your whole idea. Okay, because here you are improving your language part, your communications part of your proposal, so that you don't suffer during proposal defense. Because if you write chapter 1 to 3, just correct grammar only. But if your ideation, if your entire flow of chapter 1 to 3 is not clear, then you will suffer a lot during proposal defense. Because by logic, if humans cannot understand what is going on in chapter 1 to 3, cannot connect your dots, cannot connect the dots or cannot understand your idea, then they will scrutinize you more. Okay, you'll have definitely a tougher time. Okay, so once that is done, then prepare for your defense and your PowerPoint. Okay, here normally we will advise step number 4. Step number 4 here, normally we will go with ratio 60-40 or 70-30. What does that mean? That means when we coach students during the slide development here, 60 and 70% will be mostly diagrams, charts. 30 to 40% only words. You shouldn't write everything words. That means just read from the slides. It will show a very bad opinion towards your work. Okay, that means you don't know anything. That's how they will perceive. You don't know anything and you're just reading from the slides. You don't want to do that. Okay, so while all this happening, you can see a drop point here that I've done already, I've designed already. This is where you write your review paper from your chapter 1 to 3 after your proofreading. So here, you write your conceptual paper and systematic review paper. So that means, as this is going on, you also start writing your paper, so you run in parallel. Your paper will be going, and you also continue your journey. So by the time, most of our clients that we coach proposal, we will advise them to start extraction process here for paper. Normally, by the time they collect data or they run analysis, some even after their proposal defense, paper already accepted. Some acceptance here, some acceptance here. Very rarely I see acceptance after this point. That means they get acceptance very, very early, okay, in terms of their review papers. Okay, that means they already fulfill their graduation requirement way at once before even they collect their data or before even they do the data analysis. Okay, then you go and collect your data here, then you move into PhD thesis stage. Okay, I forgot one part. After your defense, okay, from our experience, from my experience, many years of experience, we already clocked more than 32 or 33,000 documents now, okay, in the past, I think 8 or 9 years now. Usually students who thoroughly proofread, edit, and structure their language here will have way lesser comments here in terms of defense correction after their proposal defense. Students who don't proofread or cannot explain clearly will usually have a lot of comments here. Some of the comments here will be as much as redoing a whole proposal again and again. Okay, so that's why we have another special step here to coach and consult during defense correction as well. This is one of our specialized area as well. Don't continue collecting data unless you solve all the corrections here. Please don't continue. Okay, don't ignore or take the comments for granted, because you have to remember, most likely the the examiners here in your proposal defense will be your internal examiners during your viva, and they will go through their reports that they have given for your proposal defense before they start reading your thesis. So you don't want to mess with their ego by ignoring their comments. Okay, so here Then you continue data collection. We normally focus a lot on SPSS, Smart PLS, AMOS, MATLAB, Python. We do some Python as well. We do eViews, chemical software, XRD, and so on as well. So that's what normally we do here. And after finishing chapter 4 and 5, normally you have to conduct step number 9. What is step number 9? This is where you combine chapter 1 to 5. You take your corrected chapter 1 to 3 after your correction. You combine it with chapter 4 and 5. Sorry, 4 and 5 to produce 1 to 5, your whole thesis. Is it as simple as, okay, 1 to 5, is it as simple as just merging them together? No, it is not. It is not just pasting them together. Because after you finish your data analysis, there will be 95% of the time you need to go back and revise your chapter 2. Because your result will be something else, your literature review might be something else. You need to align them back. You need to pull the chapters back in single delivery. Okay, they must be aligned. Okay, in one line. Then you need to update all the references as well, because by the time you hit here, you're probably more than 2 years or 3 years already by the time you arrive here. So most of your references might be obsolete, might be quite old. You need to update, and you need to expand your chapter 1 to 3 as well, chapters 1 to 3. Okay, that's the role of step number 9. Okay, then after that, you can write more empirical papers here. If you want to publish more paper, I encourage you to publish more. And then you can also do a review paper, in the sense that meta-analysis, you can do it here. Also, concurrently, you can proofread your thesis. This stage, please don't ever ignore. Not because we are doing proofreading. You can find anyone you want to do proofreading. But I've already explained in my TikTok video before why Grammarly won't be enough. Okay, so you can watch my video. I'll share with you later. Why Grammarly won't be enough. Why you actually need proofreading, editing, and structuring at this stage to structure back your entire questions, because you have to understand your external examiner don't know you. Okay, and they will have reading time of 1 to 3 months. During the reading time, they don't know you, they don't speak to you. They will only read your thesis. That means your thesis should speak your mind and should explain everything of your thesis very clearly to your examiners. Your examiner should be able to understand chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They must be able to connect why you're doing this in the first place. Why are you doing this PhD? That's where communications play a very, very big role. Okay, then prepare your mock viva, same thing here. Okay, prepare mock viva, go through mock viva with your supervisor. We do mock viva, we do mock defense as well if you want to do it with us. Okay, and slides and so on. Then your viva will be here. And then after viva, do your corrections carefully. Okay, do your corrections very, very carefully. And make sure that you fulfill the external examiner's requirement. Okay. How do we normally assist students? Nowadays, most students and supervisors, they go directly for modes 3 and 4, not so much for mode 1 and 2. Okay, they go for mode 3, where they want us to build a coaching plan. We will build a very comprehensive coaching plan, whether proposal ke, thesis ke, publication ke. We will build a coaching plan. We will go step by step. Okay, when we are developing paper or proposal and so on. And then this is content editing for special cases only for mode 4. Okay. Okay. Now coming to, so you already know when to exactly extract paper. Okay, you already know the strategy now in your mind. Now, what kind of methodology you should follow when you're extracting those papers? So when you follow systematic review, you can go with Prisma. Okay, Prisma is actually preferred reporting items for systematic reviews and meta-analysis. That is called Prisma. Okay, preferred reporting items for systematic reviews and meta-analysis. Was first reported by Mohe in 2009. Prof. Mohe from Canada. He's the one who designed Prisma. He's the one who introduced 27 items that you should follow. Okay, so this is SLR. You have 27 items. Scoping has 24 items. That is scoping review lah. Okay, then you also have Ramses protocol, which I don't really widely recommend lah. But if you're writing chapter 2, systematic review in your proposal, not publication, but chapter 2, you can also follow REWS protocol. I'll give you the notes today. REWS protocol. Okay. And then we have a recent update. 2009 Prisma already replaced by 2020. There are some updates which doesn't really make a big difference. It is still okay. All right. This is what known as Prisma nightmare. For those who don't know what is actually Prisma, how many items are there to follow when you're designing your review process, this is known as Prisma. Okay. You can say item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means title, how you must write. Abstract, how you must write. Introduction, rationale, what you must say. Objective, what you must follow. Under methods, eligibility criteria, what you must have. Information sources, how to explain this. So they have a lot of steps you need to follow. Okay, this is 1 to 13. And then you have all these 14 to 27. Just giving for your reference. You don't need to follow it 100%. If you're from medical sciences, if you're from medical science, excuse me, if you're from medical sciences, you need to follow more or less. Okay, but if you're from other specialties, other subject areas, you don't need to follow this 100%. Yeah, you don't need to. This was designed for medical sciences, clinical trials, and so on. Okay. Then this is the latest update from 2009 Prisma to 2020. I'll let you read later. Just giving you updates. I also did a class on this. You can find it on my Facebook live playlist. Okay, there's a class on this as well. What are the changes from Prisma 2009 to 2020? What are the new changes? Okay, if you follow Prisma 100%, 27 items, this is how complex your protocol will be. Okay, that is how complex your protocol will be. I can tell you, I can assure you, this is very tough to write. That's why some people actually give up. So what I have done, I actually went one step ahead. I simplified the whole process. Okay, the whole processes of systematic review, I've brought it down to 12 simple steps. You just need to follow these 12 steps to design your protocol. Okay. Step number 1, make sure you design your research question or actual problem you are aiming to solve within your systematic review paper or your chapter 2. Step number 2, you need to search whether Google Scholar or Prospero or anywhere. Make sure you search to make sure other people, other students, okay, haven't done, or other researchers haven't done the same systematic review that you want to do. Okay, because in review paper, you cannot reinvent the wheel. You cannot redo what others have done. So this part, you really need to go and search. Okay, before I continue, any questions so far? I don't want you guys to be confused. I'm asking you any questions so far? Anything you guys want to ask? Okay. Lord Fia, for that, you need to design search tree. Okay, that is here. Search strategy. You must include the keywords. You must include Boolean operators. You must include filters. This is something I explained in the previous class. You can also find information related to this in my Facebook live classes. You go through my playlist, you'll be able to find. I already teach this in my search strategy class. Okay. If others have done it before us, yeah, many would have done it before you. Make sure that you're different from the rest. Okay. All right. So step number 2, settle. You just do a search. Make sure that other people never did exactly what you intend to do. If other people already did exactly what you do, that means your entire PhD is in question now. You are in trouble. That means people already done what you did. So you have to change your topic. So be careful there. Okay. Then step number 3, set the inclusion and exclusion criteria. How to set this, I'll explain to you today how to set this, which will be based on your RQ, research question. Then, once you set the inclusion exclusion criteria, Nabila, RQ can be 1, can be 2, can be 3. I've seen as many as 4 RQs in systematic review paper. I've seen before. I've also seen 1 single. Link to your Facebook page. Okay, one moment. This is my Facebook page link. There's no such thing, Nabila. No such thing as what is best. It all depends on your research. If your research can be solved, with one RQ, overall RQ to solve your review, then one RQ. If you want to do all 4 or 5 RQs that you've done in your proposal, then you do. But you have to remember, the more RQ you put, the more you have to write. But publication is very limited. Okay? Most journals won't accept more than 6 to 8,000 words. Only some will accept more than 10,000. Most of them don't accept more than 6 or 8,000 words. So keep that in mind when you're writing review papers. Okay? Okay. Based on the inclusion exclusion criteria now and your research question, you need to set your search strategy, your search string. Okay, which will include keywords, Boolean operators, and filters. Okay, research strategy. If you don't know how to do this, go back and watch my class on Facebook. Okay. Databases. Even in my own systematic review paper, okay, I published a few already. I only use Web of Science and Scopus. Enough. Okay, enough. But if you're doing medical sciences, I would also suggest you to take Web of Science, Scopus, and PubMed. Okay, but if everything else, I think Web of Science and Scopus would be sufficient. Okay, and then when you download papers from different databases, you download from Web of Science, you download from Scopus, some people even use Google Scholar, you download from Google Scholar, you add all of those exported items, whether you download as RIS file, reference file for your EndNote or Mendeley, you add all of those in a single library. Why? So that it can remove all the duplicates. Because when you go and search across different databases, they may have the same journal. Some of them might overlap. So you can remove that using Mendeley or EndNote or even Zotero. Okay? Okay, once that is done, based on all these processes you have done, write the protocol. The protocol I've given Telegram group already. Go and use that protocol. Okay, and write the methodology. And if you need to seek for ethical clearance, then you do so. You seek for ethical clearance if you need to. Okay, then step number 7. After you've designed your protocol, then you start screening. That means you already did the search ready from the protocol itself. You search, you get 1,000 papers. Now from 1,000 papers, you have to reduce. You have to take only what is relevant to you. So based on the inclusion exclusion criteria, you will do screening. Okay, you will do screening. Thank you, Noratika. Thank you very much. Noratika, I've combined all the links already. Make use of it. Okay. So based on the inclusion exclusion criteria and based on all the search results, now you start screening. First screening, you do via title and abstract only. That means you look at the title, you look at the abstract, you do the screening first. You remove all the irrelevant papers first. Okay. After you have done that, now, let's say from 1,000 papers, you did screening, title, abstract, you only have left 300 papers. 700 not relevant, you removed from abstract and title. Not related to you, you removed. Then from this 300, now you go to full text screening. That means you go through introduction, background, you go through problem statement, methodology, results, all those things, discussion, you go through, you read everything. Then, again, you apply inclusion, exclusion, you remove not relevant papers. So now, probably you remove another 200, you only have 100 left. Okay. From this 100, then you do forward, backward snowballing. Okay, forward snowballing, backward snowballing. That means from this 100 paper, if you want to do backward snowballing, you go through their reference list. Okay, you check out their reference list. You go through the papers that you think might be relevant to you, extract those papers. Again, screen them using inclusion, exclusion, take the one that is necessary for you. Same thing, forward snowballing, you search these 100 papers on Google Scholar, you go to their citations, that means all the latest papers that have cited these 100 papers, you pick up those forward, that means in future, that means the latest papers, you take out all the ones that are relevant to you, you filter them again. End up, you might have maybe 150 papers. Now you carry out quality assessment, maybe you need to have more than one author's carrying out quality assessment. What are quality assessment? This one based on your field, you can check out from the previous literature, how they decide quality assessment. Then you will have an N number. Maybe you will come down to only 80 papers. Then you start reviewing all the 80 papers and you start producing literature matrix. Okay, clear so far? Any questions? Okay, Fataha said yes, Kerry said yes. Any questions you guys have? Okay, all right, excellent. Okay, so now, the question just now one person I think asked, how to decide databases? Okay, databases got many, many databases. So how to recognize, okay, I want to take only these two databases. I don't want the rest. I only take Web of Science Corpus. I don't want the rest. Because if you're going to take Science Direct, if you're going to take Emerald, Emerald and Science Direct are all already indexed in Scopus, most of them lah, indexed in Scopus and Web of Science already. Someone never mute their mic. Siti Hasma, can you mute your mic, please? Miss, no, okay, thank you. All right, done. May you repeat the way to get references from the first eligible literature? Well, you just take from the references. When you download the paper, okay, let's say here, wait, when you take these 100 papers, you go through the references, you take out the references that you think relevant to your inclusion-exclusion criteria. Okay, so you go through the PDF, right? You look at the reference list. From the references, let's say you got 40 references. So you see the title and the you just look at the title. From the title itself, you will know, you don't need to go through each and every paper. That will take forever. So you just look at the title, you pick out the one that you think relevant to you. This is called reverse snowballing. Okay. Forward snowballing is you type this title of the paper, you go to Google Scholar, you type the paper title. When the paper comes out, you can see cited by. Click cited by, so you will know all the latest papers that have cited this paper. Okay, so you take out all those papers as well that you think relevant to your area. And then from there, you do another filtration. Okay, all right. Now, which databases should I use? Okay, you look at prior systematic review papers in your area. See which databases they use. No problem, Hamisi, no problem. You can follow that same concept. Okay, because as I explained, Emerald, Science Direct, Taylor Francis, all of these will be indexed in Scopus or Web of Science. So that means if you take Scopus and Web of Science, will be enough already. Would be enough. And always stick to databases that provides high impact research. Obviously, Scopus, Web of Science, PubMed lah. All right. For accounting, sometimes they also take accounting, business, and so on. They also take ABDC. Okay, and also you can ask the opinion of supervisor and co-authors. You can. This is an explanation of a paper, how they explain their database choices. Not necessarily you must explain this, but if you want to explain, you can. It's not must, it's just good practice. Okay, from here, why I say you don't need, because most people will know. The moment you choose Web of Science Corpus, the reviewers will know why you choose this. Okay, so from here, you can see these databases were chosen based on systematic review guidelines from the Social Care Institute of Excellence. Okay, so they give all the references. Then they also include the experiences of other researchers. So they cite all these people. So all these people followed that to create database. And they also consult the subject library. So that's how you can explain. Okay, I'll share the slides with you later. You can follow the same concept if you want to, on how to explain your database selection. Okay, now we are going to inclusion-exclusion criteria. How to design this. Okay, we look at this topic. Educational impact of being a young carer for age 16 or 24. Okay, so from this, you can look at, they are looking at the educational impact for young carers who doesn't go to school, but they take care of babies at home between age 16 and 24. What happens to them? So they want to do a review on that. So the inclusion criteria here is young carers age 16 to 24 and education. So they only have two keywords here. Then excluded would be foster care, children in care, looked after children. They don't want all this. Okay, excuse me. Okay, now the problem with this is you might not get many papers. You might not, because it is too precise. You see here, sensitivity versus precision. This is the formulation. Okay, this is the formulation where if the precision is very high, the sensitivity will drop. They are inversely proportional. Okay. In other words, if you have little keywords, only 2 keywords, your precision will be very high. You precisely only look at this segment, but end up you may miss out all very closely related segments. So you get very little papers. And therefore your sensitivity for that keywords will be very low. So you get lesser papers. Some people, or I would advise what you should do, you should slightly decrease the precision to increase the sensitivity, where you can add more keywords. Okay, that is where my template comes in. I give you an example. Okay, here, templates, download SLR inclusion template. Open this. You can see here already. Okay, so systematic literature review template, inclusion exclusion criteria template. You can see example. So this is what we have seen now. So, okay, 2 keywords only, high precision, low sensitivity. Now, from a title, okay, that you get, you must always break down the keywords. So, education, young, carer, age 16-24. So, these are the 4 important keywords. So, always break down subject, focuses from the research title. Now, I want to get more papers now. What can I do? Okay, so I'll do this. I add more keywords. Exclusion remain the same. I don't want to change 2 variables at the same time. I only change 1 variable. This one I let it remain. So from here, young carers age 16-24 educational impact, these 2 are the same, but I add more. I add tertiary education, I add survival of young carer, impact as young carer schooling. So this, especially tertiary education, might not be precise, but there you might find something relevant. So you have to do extra work to get more papers to review. Okay? So that's how you can do it. So this one, it would be low precision but highly sensitive. That's how you can define your inclusion exclusion criteria. Okay, any questions? Inclusion exclusion can be simple stuff. Inclusion, some people include only quantitative papers. Some people include only Web of Science papers. They'll put that as part of inclusion criteria. They will do that. Okay. Yes, I'll share. No worries, Lotfia. I'll share. Okay. Where will we find them? I'll email to all of you. So stay until the end so that you can register yourself, and we will email all of you. I will email all of you. Okay. Okay, from here, literature review summary sheet. Once you already download all the papers, you already filter. At the end, maybe you have, let's say, 80 papers. These are the 80 papers you are going to review. From these 80 papers, you can use my literature review summary paper or literature review summary template to read and summarize all the content. Okay, this one you can find in Telegram group. I've shown you how to summarize a paper very quickly. Okay, you can download and use. Currently, June, no fixed numbers. Some will say the supervisor wants 500 papers. Some will supervisor wants 1,000 papers. There is no such thing. End of the day, it depends on how many papers you get by your searching algorithm. Based on your inclusion exclusion criteria, how many papers you can extract at the end. No one can tell you 100 papers, 50 papers, 1,000 papers. No. It all depends on your research and the keywords. Okay. So after you summarize all the paper, you create literature matrix. This is what I'm going to teach you in the next class, 4th class. Make sure that you guys attend. I'm going to teach you how to design this literature matrix. Okay, it's important to have this in a paper as well. All right. Okay, now let's go to AI for thesis and journals. Okay, first thing you guys need to remember, okay, when it comes to AI, most of the AI software don't have access to the majority of research databases, especially Web of Science and Scopus. They don't have access. Most of you don't know this, especially if you go and use ChatGPT. The flow always give you a reference from books. And those books also, most of the content you cannot find the reference also. most of the references are fake. Then you might use software like Elicit and so on. You have to understand they are not connected to all the databases. What will happen if that's the case? Okay, you will go for proposal defense or Viva. You use AI software to download papers. Suddenly the examiner take one paper. He say, why you never refer to this paper? Maybe it's indexed in Web of Science. Maybe it's by Elsevier. But this database that you use to search don't have access to Science Direct, Elsevier. Elsevier won't give access to most AI tools. They won't. Okay. So this examiner takes out. Okay, you have done your research, but why you never cite this paper? Are you going to tell the fellow, oh, I use AI software, the fellow never searched this paper? This paper was not included? You cannot answer like that. So that's why AI, though we all love it, it has a lot of limitation, especially ChatGPT. It doesn't have access to most of the high impact databases. So be careful. You really need to be careful there. Okay? Be very, very careful. Instead, you can use Semantic Scholar. You can use Google Scholar. These are all very good databases that you can get access to many kind of papers. Okay? You can also download this template from my Telegram group. I've given all the links already. Okay. As I explained, most of the AI tools don't have access to Web of Science because they don't want to give access. Because they themselves are already AI company. So they don't want to give other AI companies access. So, and that what happened, most of AI software doesn't have access to Web of Science journals. These are the most highest impact journals. If you don't do your PhD by referring to these journals, you are going to be in a lot of problem, in a lot of trouble. Okay, this is a story that I would like to narrate from our chat GPT, okay, from our experiment that I've done. I always share with all graduate schools the result of our experiment. This is my TikTok profile. You can check out almost of my videos. I think I became active June of this year, not last year, June 2023. July, August, September. I've already gained 26,000 followers already. It's due to the content that we share that is quite effective so far. Like this one I shared yesterday. 4 tricks to choose PhD research topics. Okay, so fast, very, very quickly, we already got almost 12,000 views. Okay, so here you can click this playlist, ChatGPT Quillbot AI apps. I've given very, very important breakdown of videos related to ChatGPT AI and so on. Okay, you can watch this from here. If you guys are on TikTok, you can follow me on my profile. Okay, await all important updates that I'll give you. Okay, for those who are using Grammarly, I'm not against Grammarly. Grammarly actually is quite good, but just that Grammarly won't be enough. That's the only problem with Grammarly. So this is one example, okay, of general cleaner production. Okay, example from our client who I show experiment how Grammarly won't be sufficient compared to humans working on it. So I use Grammarly. I turn on track changes. So you can see the changes from, let me rewind that a bit. You can see the changes from Grammarly. Okay, this is what Grammarly does. It only checks all the grammars only. You cannot blame it. That's the requirement of Grammarly. Okay, but is this enough for academics? That is the major question. Okay, so when we do it, to what level we bring it on? This one I'm doing real time paraphrasing, proofreading. This is the end goal. This is what happens at the end. Okay, so you see this. This is what we did. This is what Grammarly did. Okay, this is what Grammarly did. This is how much we have done. So that shows the major revamp, okay, that we have to do to get it accepted. All Dr. Harold's systematic review paper, this is a systematic review paper, Impact Factor 11.1, Web of Science Q1, top 10 journal, okay, for Dr. Harold. All of the paper accepted with only one minor correction. That is the power of language communications, okay. All right. So now coming back to ChatGPT. Okay. So I asked ChatGPT to generate an introduction content for this particular title. So this is just to show you how precisely Turnitin can work. So I take this content, I scan in Turnitin, you can see Turnitin can show 100% plagiarism now. Turnitin is improving very rapidly on AI, and it's connecting. It is basically tracing out all Turnitin, all plagiarism problem coming from all AI software. Why? Because most of the AI software uses open AI framework. Okay, GPT-3, GPT-4 framework. They don't reveal that, but that's the truth. So what happened? Due to pressure from US Senate, a lot of crisis happening in education sector. Chat GPT, okay, this is GPT. They open up their open AI framework, okay, open AI framework directly to Turnitin. So Turnitin has direct access, not only open AI, Google Bard, everything. So whichever AI software that uses the framework can be easily traced by Turnitin here. Okay, so be careful of that. And as far as I know, most universities, they're still following the same protocol, 10 to 20% of AI. So it cannot be 100%. So then you might think in your mind, okay, never mind lah. I generate from Turnitin, I generate from ChatGPT, I get Quillbot to paraphrase. Doesn't matter. Okay. Then I use Quillbot also. This is after using Quillbot. You can see 89%. I did 4 runs, okay, on Quillbot. Premium, not free, not freeware, premium. Okay, so I did first round, 100%, became 94%. If I'm, yeah, 94%. Then second round became 91%. 94% I uploaded again to Quillbot, became 91%. Third round, 91% I uploaded to Quillbot, became 89%. Fourth round, 89% I uploaded to Quillbot, it became 92%. So that is all. It can only reduce up to 10%. Anything beyond that, the flag cannot reduce already. Okay. Again, because Quillbot also using AI framework. So Turnitin can know already that you're paraphrasing an AI element. Okay. Some of you might ask, Doctor, can I use proofread and can I paraphrase and proofread using ChatGPT? Okay. I will also show that to you. If you go back to my playlist, proofreading, paraphrasing with ChatGPT. Okay. So from here, you can see I uploaded a document into Turnitin. Excuse me. Okay, so I uploaded a human written document. Okay, so you can see here, Turnitin 29%, the normal World Wide Web Turnitin has 29%, but AI was 0% because human written. So AI 0%. Okay, now I ask ChatGPT to proofread and paraphrase. So I ask the fellow to proofread, the fellow proofread for me. After I proofread, I paste back into Word document, I scan the Turnitin again. Okay. So now, even the normal Turnitin, normal World Wide Web Turnitin became from 29%, became 31%, but it's okay, like 2% only. But the problem is AI from 0 became 71%. Okay, 0 became 71. So if any of you are already using ChatGPT to proofread and paraphrase, please help back. Because the moment you put your information in ChatGPT, ChatGPT AI already registered and Turnitin already got direct access. Even the writing that you do on your own might be traced out by Turnitin as AI plagiarism. Okay, because the first store information, that's how the learn. Okay, remember that, All right. So another important crisis is if you even go on YouTube channels, you can find the comments. Okay, research paper writing using ChatGPT, OpenAI, thesis writing, and so on. YouTube channel, you can see down here, comments. Totally wrong references provided. When you search the paper title Google Scholar, it doesn't even show any paper. Same thing. It is writing anything the reference is providing does not really exist. This is ChatGPT, ChatGPT. Okay, so same thing. If you go to my another video, can you trust ChatGPT content? Okay. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT to write for me, write an introduction for my PhD thesis. This is the topic with all the sources. You can see with all the sources. So forgive me the writing lah. Write for me. Okay, then the flag give me a source also. Source 1, source 2, and all the sources, source 3, source 4, and so on. So I take this source 1, I go to Google Scholar, I search Google Scholar. Cannot find. Not even single reference. The title don't even look remotely close. Nothing, nada, nothing. Okay, so then I also search on Google, normal Google. Normal Google also the source I cannot find. Okay, I think most of you already know this by now. Okay, most of you already know this by now. Then I also search the second reference. If you don't know, please don't use. It is not precise. Okay, it's a complete waste of time. Also cannot find. Even second reference, totally cannot find. So this is all proven actual experiments to show you. So be very, very careful if you're using any AI tools. See whether, like some people use AI tools to summarize the paper. How sure are you the first summarizing and picking up all the information that you need, that very, very crucial for your topic, if you don't read it yourself? How sure are you the AI tool is giving what you need? Ask yourself this question all the time. I'm not against AI, but I think for academic research, especially master's and PhD level, I still don't trust AI. I still think it is not ready yet. It is still at the very infancy stage. And you guys should not be a victim of that. Okay, so don't get very excited with AI. People promote, of course, people who sell software will promote. They want to sell software. Okay, my next class, I will show you a good software. Okay, that I'm not selling. I will tell you who is selling, but I don't get anything from it. Okay, because I don't want to go into AI tool selling business yet. No interest so far. Okay, so end of the day, remember, we all love AI, but academic research is not Wikipedia writing. We are bound by facts, precise information, ethics, problem solving, and improving the world based on facts and actual research gap. Okay? Now, for those who are using Quillbot actively, if your English is not very strong, you might not be able to trace out when it goes out of context. Please be very careful. This student failed her PhD. Have to redo everything now. This is just one paragraph after she used Quillbot. She failed 100% because of Quillbot. Read this paragraph. Okay. In the last decade, globalization has grown strongly, describe the role of finance and trade. Okay. Grammatically useless, but the context is still there. So never mind. Okay, we can fix it, no problem. But you read the next line. These are finance PhD thesis. In the most area seeking FDI, foreign direct investment, in the most area seeking FDI to create a new living space. Suddenly from foreign direct investment, I don't know what is most area seeking, I don't know. Suddenly, they first start talking about IKEA, creating new living space. How does finance connects to living space? I don't know. I really don't know. Imagine the external examiner is reading this. How would they feel? Think about it. As a source of economic performance to bright global future. Okay. Therefore, investment in technological advances has a disequalizing impact. Until today, I don't know the meaning of this. I don't know what is disequalizing. I've never used this word before. Okay? It's consistent with the view that new technology in both advanced and developing economies increases the premium on skills and automates relatively low skill inputs. Can you guys understand? I don't. And this is just one paragraph. No, this is only half paragraph. You see, it still continues. They got more. I just show you one example only. Imagine the whole thesis, the story is Quillbot. Paraphrase everything. End up failed whole PhD. Be careful because some people don't know that this is out of context. This is out of context. They don't know. They don't know this is out of context. They don't know. Okay, they don't know. Be careful. Okay, be careful. All right. Coming to the final segment of the day. Excuse me. Papers to write during PhD. Give me one moment. Yep, directly from Quillbot. Because the student doesn't even know that those English sentences are completely out of context. They don't even understand. Don't be surprised, A lot of people actually don't understand. I've seen a lot already. Okay, but this is one of the few failure cases I've seen. Mostly I see major correction, but this is fail. Okay. Okay, so from here, we have from your proposal and then from thesis. That means chapter 1 to 3, this is 4 and 5. What kind of publications can you extract? Okay, chapter 1 to 3, you can extract concept paper from your chapter 1 to 3, systematic review paper from your chapter 2, scoping review from your step 1, 10 pages proposal. Normally, when we coach, that's how we strategize the publication for students when they're going through proposal coaching with us. So, even if you ignore this, you can easily write this and you can easily write this. So, 2 papers you can easily secure before or maybe slightly after your proposal defense. Can be done. We are doing it. Definitely possible. Okay. Let's say after your thesis, after your result discussion, you want to write more. Of course, who doesn't want to write more papers, right? So you can write empirical paper, okay, from your chapters 4 and 5, as many as you want. If you can diversify more content, more results, you can write SR meta-analysis. You can also write scoping review based off your future work in your thesis. You can write, okay? Pauline, could you please recommend some safe proofreading methods that won't be recognized as AI written? Grammarly. Grammarly also actually, 2 cases happen already. 13 AI picking up already. So far, we saw 2 cases in the past 1 month itself. Because they all go back to the same framework. AI goes back to the same framework, so they can easily pick up. Okay? And students actually struggle to prove because Grammarly is not wrong using Grammarly. Everything else I won't recommend. InstaText la, Quillbot la, I hardly recommend. Okay, I don't recognize them as good software. Grammarly is okay. But just the problem with Grammarly is that it's not enough. Okay? Okay, then coming to Grammarly not being enough, why? How important is proofreading? Let's check the outcomes. Okay, so this is another paper of Dr. Herol as well. Just now I showed you the video. That is his first systematic review paper that he wrote in 2019. Since 2019 until today, Dr. Herol is well known in Malaysia for systematic review. Okay, I think most of you would have attended his workshop. Since 2019 until today, we are paraphrasing and proofreading his paper. This is one of the important papers he has written in systematic review area. Excuse me. And also, SCIQ1, Impact Factor 5.8, you can see how we have transformed the paper. Paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, and structuring. Okay, that's the magic that we do with the language flow, with the language delivery. Very important, okay? Because when your language flows very well, readers will love to read. They will like to read. They will easier for them to understand. If your language is very detached, very disconnected, they won't be bothered to continue reading. That's why they reject very quickly. This happened. This is true story. Okay. Okay. With that, with all the universities that we work with, we always offer ultimate thesis package up to 30% off proofreading, translation, and formatting services. Okay. This is for thesis or proposal. For journal, usually 10 and 20% off, depending on page count. And we also provide lifetime language warranty. Because there is a concern saying that, okay, I do proofreading with you, doctor, I pay. And then how if there's a problem with the language? Come back to us. You got lifetime language warranty. Provided you don't make any changes after our proofreading, you will be covered. No need to worry. Okay. Then always don't forget to submit your proofreading certificate. We always will provide this and you need to always submit this. Finally, for today's class, you'll be receiving these 3 important notes. Okay, developing and applying protocol systematic review in social sciences. REWS reporting standards for chapter 2 systematic review, if you're writing chapter 2 systematic review, and a sample paper, but you can also find this in my Telegram group. These 2 you cannot find. Okay, I'll email all 3 lah. But there will be a lot of notes in my Telegram group that you can find. Okay, and for those who are stuck in their proposal, in their thesis, in even their grant writing for supervisors or their publication, we conduct a lot of coaching and consultation for students and supervisors. These are all supervisors. These are all full professors. And of course, these are all students. Okay. This is a systematic review coaching. Okay. Publication, content editing, Scopus and Web of Science, proposal defense and thesis comments. Proposal defense comments and thesis Viva comments. We normally coach a lot when it comes to examiner response because at certain points, students will be completely stuck. They don't know how to respond. Okay. And for those who are starting off PhD proposal all the way to defense, we do coach them step by step so they can move on quickly. For those who are approaching towards proposal defense and Viva, we also coach them towards preparation, teach them how to develop slides and so on. Thesis to journal conversion is what I'm teaching you today. This is one of our most well-known services. And of course, chapter 4 and 5 and 6, data analysis and interpretation. Doesn't matter the field. Most fields we work on. Okay? Okay, this one we can skip. This is where we are located in Cyberjaya. If you want to visit us, please give us an advance call. Usually we just do it online. We can discuss online any issues. This is where we are located. You can check out our Google review on Google. How can we use AI safely? Not for writing everything, just helping. I don't know. Okay, in the next class, I'll be sharing with you. Thank you very much, everyone. First, we are done with the class today. Right on time, 12 o'clock. Let me answer Sarah's question first. Next class, I'll be sharing AI tool on lead map, okay, literature mapping. That is a very good tool so far. So I'll be sharing on that, okay, and Google Scholar. I'll be sharing both, free and paid tool, okay, next class. So make sure you come and join. Next class, I'm not sure if I have a schedule with Mandy or not, but I think most likely next class would be 21st November. So still got time lah, 21st November. So Kanli June, that is the note for you, 21st November. That's what we have decided so far. But whatever AI that you guys are using, make sure that you know it is giving you a precise answer. I don't think we are there yet in terms of relying on it 100%. Okay? So, Mandy, over to you.
All right. Thank you very much to Dr. Tawa for his inspiring and then knowledgeable sharing for today. So I think I saw a lot of them mentioning about the recording. So don't worry. What we will do is we will actually record. We have recorded, and what we will do, we will share in the YouTube channel, and then I will share with Dr. Tawa. So as long as you are in his connection, you will get the link. All right. So in that link, you also have other of his sharing as well. So you can have a look at that. So we have shared the feedback form. That is, please take the time to fill that up. Okay. So before we go further, let me just share a little bit. Okay. So this is the feedback form, but I think you can actually have it as well in the. Okay, so the QR code and then the form. Okay, so on the other hand, I will take this opportunity to thank Dr. Tawa again, and
Thank you,
we will have
Mandy.
we will have another final sharing for this year, maybe in November, right, Dr. Tawa? We will work out on the date.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much to all of you who have joined, and we hope to see you again. All right, thank you. All right.
And
Bye.
don't forget to join the WhatsApp group, so that you can
Yes.
join the
Yeah.
next class. Okay?
True. So
So with that,
more easier of management, yeah? Okay,
yeah,
Dr. Tawa?
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you, Dr.
Mandy.
Tawa.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Get
Bye-bye,
well soon,
everyone.
yeah?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
See you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Get slide. Okay, to Nabila, yes, we will only share the recording by Dr. Tawa. So for slide purpose, maybe you can check with him, okay?